Hi, right, we're going to go through a couple of basic techniques. This is mainly for the grades of blue, red, orange and yellow. Between orange and yellow belt, there is a transition in your basics when you go forward and back, where you have to do a combination of 2 or maybe 3 techniques. So this is going to be a little point on how to get over that confusion of getting your left and right hand correct. Okay, so from here in your way, okay, we're going to step forward and we start with the left downward block, okay, left leg forward. So from here, we'll do basic agi-uki, upper block. So we step forward, upper block, agi-uki, and then we follow through with a reverse punch, Gyaku-Zuki. Okay, so we're going to do agi-uki, Gyaku-Zuki. So from the downward block position, we step, do agi-uki, then Gyaku-Zuki. Okay, so reverse punch, whichever leg's in front, you're punching with the opposite side fist. So when you go to change over to do a forward agi-uki from here, remember to do the preparation as you step. So from here, as your foot comes in, change your hand over. Okay, and get ready with this fist to do another agi-uki. And then Gyaku-Zuki again. So again, before you step, get your hands in position, you change over, and you carry on stepping through agi-uki, then Gyaku-Zuki. Okay, so let's show you that from the side here. So from here, we've got left downward block here, we go forward agi-uki, followed by Gyaku-Zuki. And I go to step forward from here, change hands over, then block, then punch. Change as we're stepping through, and then finish on the opposite side. And the exact same as when we're going backwards. So from here, just change your hands over. As you're moving your foot back, then agi-uki, Gyaku-Zuki, agi-uki, Gyaku-Zuki. So we've done agi-uki, Gyaku-Zuki. We're going to look at Shotokan, Gyaku-Zuki. Okay, so when we do this one, we again start from a ready position here. Now we go forward, we start in the prep position, get ambarai. And we go forward from here, outside block. So outside forearm block is just bringing the hands up here, stepping forward and coming round and blocking midsection. So you're covering this area when you're blocking and coming across. So again, you're coming across and pulling your shoulder back as you block. Then from here, you do a reverse punch on the spot. And when you go to step forward, you change your hands, bring that back, step, outer block, Shotokan, then Gyaku-Zuki. And exactly the same when we pull backwards. Remember to the hand that's punching, bring it up and put it out here. So we change. And we go Shotokan, Gyaku-Zuki. So as I bring this front foot back, I'm going to start the prep position. Continue through with the step, finish the block and punch. So again, if we go forward, the fist that's out in front, a reverse punch, is opposite leg to arm. We're going to prep that before we go. Here. Then step, Shotokan, Gyaku-Zuki. Prep and step, Shotokan, Gyaku-Zuki. Okay? And the same when we're stepping backwards, Shotokan, Gyaku-Zuki. Prepping as we step, blocking and punching. From the get ambarai position here, when I step forward this way, again, bring the arm up, prepping, Shotokan, Gyaku-Zuki. As you're moving forward, you're prepping, and as that front foot lands, you're blocking, and then you punch. Prep and step. Punch. Prep and step. Okay? So again, always remember the fist that's out in front is the one that's going to do the blocking the next time. Shotokan, Gyaku. Then we pull back to Yoi. Then we did that. So we're going to have a look at the inside forearm block and reverse punch. So that's Zuki-Uchi, Gyaku. Okay. So we're going to do inside forearm block, reverse punch. So again, we do that from the downward block position here. And when we go forward, we try and squeeze our chest muscles together and we really pull in tight here. So from this position, I'm in here, then I block Zuki-Uchi. Okay, inside forearm block. Then I punch Gyaku. And as I go to step, the fist that's out in front needs to come to here, and the opposite hand goes out. Then I step, and block, and punch. Now I go forward again, change the hands over, blocking and punching. As I step back, Zuki-Uchi, Gyaku. Zuki-Uchi, Gyaku. Zuki-Uchi, Gyaku. So from the side position, here, when we move the foot in and it's on its travels to its next position, what we're doing, we're prepping the arms. So from here, I step and I get my arm into position, then I step and then I block Zuki-Uchi. Counter with a Gyaku. Zuki-Uchi, Gyaku. Foot and hands, then reverse punch. And it's exactly the same when we're stepping backwards. Okay, and we're going back. We're setting up this hand, the blocking arm, and we're going to go and block, inside block, reverse punch. Inside block, reverse punch. Inside block, reverse punch. So with those basics, combinations of block and reverse punch, what we're looking for is the transition of the hips between the two techniques. Okay, so there are two positions that your hips should be in. So I'll explain that now so you understand. Okay, so when you're facing this way, okay, your hips are in alignment across here, so they're forward facing. This is showman, okay, forward facing. When we go to this position, hand me, this is half facing, okay. So when you're doing inside block, or you're doing upper block, or outer block, you should finish with your hip in this position, okay. So when you've done the block, you will go forward and you'll go to forward facing position and you're doing your reverse punch like this. So it will be inside block, reverse punch, upper block, reverse punch, okay, and then Shotokan, reverse punch. So a couple of other little tips for those combinations. When you're doing the forward stance, okay, I want you to concentrate on what this back foot is doing. So if I'm in forward facing position, I need to make sure my toes are pointing this way and my heel is on the ground, okay. So that's pushing that hip forward. So there's almost like an invisible reaction power here, up, and going out to this punch here, okay. So that needs to be pushing like that. So your front knee needs to be bent, okay? And then when you go to half facing, there's no change apart from that you're pushing out but keeping that leg straight. Okay, so your knees are actually being pushed further apart. And here, again, you turn forward, open, forward, open, forward, and open. Okay, so that's Uchi-Uchi, Gyaku-Zuki, Soto-Uchi, Gyaku-Zuki, okay, Uchi-Uchi, Gyaku-Zuki, okay, Agi-Uchi, Gyaku-Zuki, Soto-Uchi, Gyaku-Zuki. And all the time that foot, this is pushing this way or that way. So for beginners, sometimes it's very hard to understand the part where you're moving your hips forward and backwards, and they become very rigid. So what this exercise will do is going to help you loosen up your core, okay? Because very much we're tense. Not necessarily strong, but we're very tense in our core, and our movements are quite wooden. And with karate, you need to be strong, soft, and fluid. Okay, so there's a different time for each one. So from here, we've got forward facing, half facing, forward facing, half facing. So just get your hands up into this position and just rotate your hands, your hips. Okay, just rotate your hips. You're getting this movement here. So the hip movement here is what we're looking for when you're doing Agi-Uchi, Gyaku-Zuki. Okay, so then the other thing we're looking at is when you're doing the technique of the hips forward and back, that this front knee is remaining still. So when you're doing this, trying to work your hip, try to make sure that this knee doesn't wobble around when you're doing it. So this stays quite still, okay, here. So the hip back, hip forward, hip back, hip forward. Rotate, okay, like this. And try and keep that knee still as you can. And that way you'll learn how to block and punch and develop power from your hips and your hammer. Okay, so again, if you're here, work on your hip. You can start to see my belt moving now. It's almost got a whipping action to it. It's forward, it's back, it's forward, it's back. Okay, so have a go at that exercise. Hopefully that will help you develop those combinations, the Agi-Uchi, Gyaku-Zuki, Soto-Uchi, Gyaku-Zuki, and Uchi-Uchi, Gyaku-Zuki. Okay, so let me know how you get on. Good luck with that.